How's that old song go? Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. Well, anyways, welcome back to Don't Be Kurt, where today I review yet another car that I secretly might have had some negative opinions on without ever trying it, and then kind of rah-rah its bigger brother. And then one day, my kid, which by the way, that's whose car this is, invited me to a dealership to go try out a Ford Focus ST 2014. I'm like, sure, why not? I wasn't expecting much. In fact, my opinion of it kind of varied as a lesser Civic Si versus Type R type argument. Yeah, it's gonna be nice, it's gonna be a little quicker, but it's not gonna be much to it. Boy, was I pleasantly surprised. So I'm gonna talk about this car. We've all seen a million Focuses, but I wanna talk about the ST because I believe it didn't get as much love as it should have during its time. First off, let's talk about badging. So the ST, with its front fascia, is a little bit more aggressive than your regular Ford Focus. Rocks 18-inch wheels. And we'll get inside the interior because that's where it really sticks out. Of course, in true fashion, the ST rocks the center exhaust. And now I've seen this on many Focuses before their ST, and I think that was a common thing for a while. And again, one more ST badge. But outside of that, it's not really, all that over the top looking, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So what makes the ST special if it's not for the looks? Well, I'm gonna show you. It's inside here. All right, so under the hood, you have Ford's 2.0 liter EcoBoost engine. So in this form, on the Ford Focus, it produces 265 horsepower. As we know in the RS, that's 350 horsepower. And the 4-cylinder Mustang, also 2.3 liter, has different, but Ford has all sorts of EcoBoost engines. Now, in this car though, something sticks right out as soon as you open the hood, which is this intake, which says RS on it. And the way the car performs, its characteristics seem really, really aggressive to the point that I think this car has a tune or something. So if you're a Ford person and know much about Ford Focus STs, I would love to know what can be done with these cars. This car seems hella aggressive, hella quick for this to just be a regular ST. And I can't imagine that more people wouldn't be talking about this car if they all performed like this. So the engine on this car clearly has an intake on there, which simple bolt-on, many people do that. Maybe it has a tune. Also has an exhaust, and let me go back there to show you what I see. All right, so this ST has what looks like FSWER exhaust on here, and just based on the size of it, pushes some air, makes some good sound. So I'm gonna do a little startup for you guys so you can hear what this sounds like. Hey, not bad. As far as 4-cylinders go, it sounds pretty decent to me inside the car. I like it. I mean, then again, I was one of those people who had a B16 Honda Civic with all the stuff on there too, so maybe I just like annoying 4-cylinder sounds. Hey, to each his own, right? Also made it to this car is a 6-speed manual, which shifts nice, it's very notchy. I mean, a very well produced car by Ford. Considering I've only owned Japanese and or European cars, this is my first American car. Some might say, hey, this is kind of UK Ford, but still Ford, American product. It's a very, very, very good vehicle for the money and for what this build is. As I was saying about notchy, it's nice. So with the engine, which also I need to correct myself, 252 horsepower, not 265. The 6-speed transmission, exhaust intake, and all that. I think this car does far better than the 6-second 0 to 60 that was first measured with the car when it came out, when this version of it came out in 2013. Can't be. This thing's quick. I have no idea what has been done. I mean, outside of knowing that what the exhaust and what the intake is, I don't have a way to read the engine to see if there's some sort of tune on it or whatnot. And so I'm really curious. So again, any Ford lovers, people who know Focuses, if you know this car, let me know what is typically done to these. I mean, this seems like it's a pretty good platform. The handling is precise. Like in the ST form, it does get slightly stiffer springs. It sits a little bit lower, runs on the 18-inch tires. I mean, this is a really, really well-built car. And I'm ashamed that I never thought much of these until my son went and bought one. Some of the other things that surprised me about this, again, were the Recaro seats with the yellow inserts on here. They really hug, they're nice. I mean, these are a really, really nice seat. And of course, a little more ST badging. And then if you get into the car, one of the things that'll stick out to you, outside of a normal focus, of course, is you get your 3 gauges, and we're not focusing, but you get your oil pressure, boost, and temp gauge over here, or oil temperature gauge, along with your normal standard stuff. Again, this is not really a focus review per se, as this has the Ford Sync system, but it's worth mentioning that this car is pretty well equipped. Also, another touch for this being a budget conscious hatch is that all the windows are auto touch up and down, all that nice stuff or whatever for all 4 windows, which typically in this type of car, you'll see some, you know, shortcuts where it's maybe just the front windows or whatever. But all that, and of course, the sunroof. Now let's get a little bit of a driving story on this car, because that's where I'm really impressed and a big fan of this car. So driving the Ford Focus ST, it is really happy to go. A lot of torque there. And one more thing that's weird about this car, let me pull over here so I can demonstrate this. Most cars I've driven, even front wheel drive, did not have steering that went from lock to lock in less than, you couldn't even go a full 360 degrees in one rotation. So it's not that this car turns particularly sharp, it's very terrible in close quarters. So like I said, see how it likes to just grab the steering wheel there? Torque's there. It's something on this car. I mean, it is very quick in handling and doesn't ever feel like you are out of control in this car, and it's really, really good. Ford did a great job there. And I'm talking about this car, it's almost 10 years old, and it's disappointing that it's been retired because this is really nice. Surprised that Ford hung up a towel on this one, because even in a world of crossover SUVs, being a hatchback, it's very, very useful with its fold-down seats and stuff. So just driving the 2014 Focus, it's comfortable. I mean, it's not too overly firm, but it does like to move. And as I showed earlier, the Torquester is no joke. But one thing I want to show is the fact that this car in second gear has got some pull, and that's where I think it's got it too. Like, it's abnormal, and I'll show you here in a second what I'm talking about. So as I was saying, second gear in this car gets a little outrageous. So as you can see here, you notice that brakes loose, traction control comes on. It's something. One thing that is hard to really demonstrate, especially on video, is the braking on this car. So I drive, you know, my 97 Boxster, which I reviewed, and hopefully you all saw that. And Porsche is renowned for their brakes, and I'm not going to play. That car's got excellent brakes, and it always feels under control. What I am shocked by is this Ford Focus and its brakes. It's sharp. I mean, it's bite the steering wheel sharp. Don't know how to really demonstrate that, but go test drive one. See for yourself. Tell me if I'm wrong. So anyways, that's the 2014 Ford Focus ST. It surprised me. The car's a driver. I mean, I could see it as being for everyday use or even for light track days. I mean, it handles well, accelerates well. Ford did a great job. I'm kind of disappointed they don't make this car anymore, but it's cool. And anyways, y'all, thanks again for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Guys, we're making it. I just need some more subscribers. I would love for everybody to subscribe and watch, and I'll try to not jump the shark and go to just things that are completely out of the realm of possibility. You know, look at the cars that folks actually do drive. And also, I'm gonna do a jump cut here to the world's cheapest Mini. I haven't talked about it in a while. So what have I been doing with that? So I'm gonna jump to that. You guys will see that, and we'll come back a little later and close this thing out. But thanks, guys. Hindsight being 2020. This video is already long enough. So stay tuned. I'll have another video posted on what has happened with the world's cheapest Mini and where I'm at and what the plans are. So, and again, anyways, thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. And again, can't say enough. Like, subscribe, just and comment. I love interacting with you guys. Anyways, catch y'all later. Bye-bye.